Hey guys, I thought I'd do a quick little video to show you how much I like this Rockler tabletop. Rockler sells these tabletops, woodworking tops that have the T-slots in them, and they're all at 90-degree angles, and there's 3 going across this way, 2 going across this way. And they sell all of their attachments that go on top that can allow you to clamp down stuff onto this table. Now, I've used this table many times. I also have it set up for the bench cookies on the risers. They slide in there. They slide in here like that, and then they screw in and lock down. And I've used that a number of times for sanding. I've used this table for sanding and all kinds of things, but one of the things that I like about it is the versatility. And I didn't realize that when I first started buying this. I thought it was a cool idea and I bought it and thought, okay, yeah, I'll probably use that. But I actually use this quite a bit and a lot. And here's another good example. I have this glue up that I'm doing for my cabinets. And it's going to be a cabinet with a big slide out side panel. And it's going to have all of these little bottles here for spices. Now I have the square ones, and I have the octagon ones, I should say, and I have some square ones. And so I have 2 different types. I have this one for the square bottles and this one for the octagon bottles. You see that they fit in there a little bit differently. They're a little bit different size. So I have to glue 5 of these and 5 of these together. So I wanted to make it somewhat easy, but I didn't want to set up a jig for it. But I was able to do this on this table. Let me show you how I did that. Okay, so here's one that I have already glued up. So let me just take these out of here. And I just lift this off here, and they slide out pretty easy. And just lift it up, and that loosens this up so that you can slide them back. And I have a spacer piece here that I use just to give even pressure across here. And this one's glued up, and what I do to prevent the glue from sticking on this table is I just put down some clear packing tape. So I have some clear, I put clear packing tape down here first. Then I cut it right below or past these pieces right here. So these 3 pieces are locked in, and this piece right here is just the perfect width for both my pieces to hit up there. So once I have this piece here locked in right at this point and up against here, and this other one up against here, I know that these are going to be squared up, especially once I get all the pieces in there. So let me just line these up. And what I'm doing is, on any piece of wood, you're going to have a finished side. You're going to have 2 finished sides, which they're in pretty good shape. So they're going to require very little sanding. But you're going to have sides that you're going to cut that are going to have some darkening in, like this does right here. And so what you want to do is you want to put them face up. So the parts of the wood that you cut, this would be the face of the wood, and this would be the edges. The parts that you cut, you want to have them facing up, because that way it makes sanding a little bit easy. You can sand all of this. You don't have to worry about getting here and sanding all these sides, because they're smooth enough not to worry about that on a finished cabinet. So before I do that, what I want to do is I want to make my mark here. So these particular ones have to come in a certain distance to make them even here, and that's the distance they have to come in. So what I do is I have that distance on this scale here, and it's 1 1/8 inch, and that gives me an even number on both sides. So I'm just going to mark that off right now. I just mark a line to where I'm going to be putting my piece of wood on both sides there. So now I have my 2 marks there, and I'm going to move these on down. And these pieces are going to go in there like that. And I'm going to need 8 of these because I have 7 of my containers. Now I'm just going to use the containers as spacers. Again, like I said, I could make a jig for this, but this would probably be the only time that I would ever need to make these. I don't plan on going in production with these particular spice racks. So this is just for my cabinets for my kitchen. So, but I do want to make it easy on myself when gluing it up and making sure that they're spaced correctly. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to put this piece on this side here to line up between those 2. There we are. Just like that. So all I have to do is line up this side right here. And once I get that piece lined up, I hold it down. I just twist this a little bit, hold this one down, twist it a little bit, hold this one down. And all I'm doing is, instead of the flat sides hitting, the edges are hitting it, and they're spreading out this piece right here. So same way here, I'm just going to twist this one a little bit, and twist this one a little bit, and twist this one. All it's doing, you can see that it's moving that one, and twist this one a little bit. And so that's the space that I want. I want it spaced out enough so that they slide in real easy, because this is actually going to come up to about here on the bottles. So I want that space to be able to, there's enough space in there so they slide in and out relatively easy, but we'll hold it in place. So the next thing I do is just bring this on up here, and let me just slide these forward just a tiny bit. And I'm going to come up to this side, and now I'm going to put my glue right in here. So I'm just going to put a drop of glue on each one. Now, this particular thing, the glue would be more than enough to hold it, but if you were concerned about it, and what I may still do just to make sure it outlasts me and my kids, is that I may also just drill some screw pilot holes and put screws in there too, just to make sure that it all stays in place. So, but I think, you know, after playing with these a little bit, and I'll have them going through the sander and the planer, and we'll see if they hold, how well they hold up. If they hold up really good, I may not even need anything else in there to keep the support. So now you see that I haven't moved anything. I got it set up. These are spaced pretty evenly. I mean, you know, it might be a little bit difference here, maybe a 16th or so, but nobody's ever going to see that, and that's not that important to me. These particular ones that Rockler sells, I don't know the names of them, and I should, but I don't. So I just push them forward here, and then I clamp this on down right here. Now, I want to make sure that my two pieces line up over at this end. Hammer this down so that makes sure that everything is flat, or as flat as it's going to be, because these are going to go through the drum sander and get all sanded. So unfortunately, I only have 2 of these. I really should buy 2 more and have like 4 across here, and that would give nice even pressure all the way, but I don't. I am going to work with what I have. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to loosen this one up a little bit, press it even tighter, and then press that down. It's going to give a lot of pressure. And again, it's a one-way slot here. This slides that way. And now this is putting a lot of pressure right there. And just to make sure that all these stay in there correctly, I'm going to go ahead and screw this right on here and tighten this up between here just to clamp everything and make sure that everything clamps nice and smooth. Now, if I had 1 or 2 more of these, I could just do it with that and wouldn't even need this. So now I'll just check and make sure that all these slide out relatively easy. Let's see. Yeah, that one does. And here too. So I'm just going to leave this here, let it dry for about a half hour, and you see how easy it was to pop up. The last one I just finished and was all dry here, and I just popped it right up. So just wanted to quickly show you how I set this up on this Rockler table. And although this thing is not cheap, you know, especially when you buy all these accessories with it, but I think if you wait for it to go on sale, which is what I always do, it actually worked out quite well. And it's really a good investment for your shop. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.